Imagine this. A fully stocked ship drifting silently in the middle of the Atlantic. The crew's clothes still neatly folded. Breakfast set on the table, but not a single soul aboard. No blood, no struggle, no clues. Just silence. This isn't fiction. This is the true story of the Mary Celeste, the ghost ship that has baffled the world for over 150 years. It was December 5th, 1872. The British brig Dei Gratia was sailing across the North Atlantic when her crew spotted another vessel drifting aimlessly. As they approached, they saw the name on the hull, Mary Celeste. She was seaworthy, her sails partly torn but still functional, and her cargo, 1,700 barrels of industrial alcohol, untouched. But something was very wrong. The ship's lifeboat was missing. So was the captain, Benjamin Briggs, his wife, their 2-year-old daughter, and 7 crew members. All had vanished without a trace. Inside the captain's cabin, everything was in order. The crew's possessions were undisturbed. Food and water supplies were intact, enough for 6 months at sea. Even the ship's logbook was up to date. Entries made just 9 days before the discovery, noting calm seas and clear weather. There was no sign of mutiny, piracy, or struggle. It looked as though the entire crew had simply stepped off the ship and disappeared. So what happened to the Mary Celeste? Over the years, hundreds of theories have tried to explain the mystery. Some are logical, others are downright terrifying. One theory suggests an alcohol explosion. The cargo of raw industrial spirits might have leaked, filling the air below deck with invisible vapors. A single spark could have caused a flash fire, terrifying the crew. They may have abandoned ship in panic, only to be lost at sea. But here's the catch. There were no burn marks anywhere on the ship. Others believe something far stranger happened. Some say the Mary Celeste was cursed, that the ship's earlier voyages were plagued by death and misfortune. In fact, the Mary Celeste had already suffered multiple accidents before 1872, almost as if it was doomed from the start. Then came the paranormal theories. Ghost ship tales, sea monsters, even alien abduction stories flooded newspapers for decades. Arthur Conan Doyle, the creator of Sherlock Holmes, even wrote a fictionalized story about the ship in 1884, turning the Mary Celeste into a global legend of terror. But fiction aside, one clue still puzzles historians. The chronometer and sextant, essential navigation tools, were missing. That suggests the captain may have left the ship voluntarily, intending to return. But the ocean doesn't forgive mistakes. The likeliest explanation? Captain Briggs may have ordered the crew to temporarily abandon ship, thinking the alcohol fumes made her unsafe. But a sudden storm or a rope snapping loose could have separated the lifeboat from the Mary Celeste, leaving the people stranded in open waters, never to be seen again. Their ship, meanwhile, drifted on, a perfect ghost of its former self, until fate brought it to another crew. The Mary Celeste was eventually sold and met her end in 1885, deliberately wrecked off Haiti in an insurance scam. But her legend, that lived on. To this day, sailors speak her name with unease, the ship that sailed without her crew, forever lost between fact and nightmare. Was it a terrible mistake? A freak accident? Or something we still can't explain? The truth of the Mary Celeste remains buried beneath the waves. So, what do you think happened to the crew? Let me know your theory in the comments below.